Hey, who killed the music? Was it you? Hey, anyways, let's see. How you guys doing? Guten Morgen. Yeah. Shall we do it? Shall we get on with it? Hang on. I got to move this over here. I got to move that over there. I'm almost ready. I'm telling you, baby, I'm doing my best. All right, let's get going. Boom. All right, good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, why would we do a thing like that, Jean-Luc? Because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Make it so. Huh? Make it so. Let me back up a little bit. There we go. All right, hey, welcome. My name is Wayne. I like to trade. I like the way you trade. So today we can cover technical analysis, fundamental analysis, macroeconomics. It's all good, my friend. Whatever you want to do, you're the boss. I am a servant. Let me know how I can serve. So we can cover a lot of different things today. We have a busy week. We have central bank stuff going on like RBA and BOE. We have non-farm payrolls and ADP. There's lots of PMIs and ISMs and wow, lots of acronyms. Okay, so get ready. Also, it's a new month. You're like, Wayne, it's still July. I know, but you should already be trading your August strategy. Okay, cool. And preparing for the next big thing, which is probably 5 or 6 weeks away. Very neat. So if you have any questions about that, just ask and we will go to the charts and we'll get that done, eh? Cheers. Yep. Anywho. So let's go to the live screen. There are some resources I want to point you towards. We'll go here, tradersway.com. We all need a broker. I recommend tradersway.com. Sure, they're fast. Sure, their prices are and fees are fair. The thing is, back in the day, several years ago, about 8 years ago, Traders Way survived market stress that put the largest foreign exchange brokers on the planet out of business. See, the Swiss National Bank pulled the plug on their peg to the euro. They, in fact, lied, in my humble opinion, to the world and said they wouldn't do it, and 2 days later, they did. So when you say you're not going to do something and then you do it, it's kind of a lie, don't you think? Well, what that did is it exposed very, very large foreign exchange brokers. It exposed that they had been trading against their clients. And they very quickly, like instantly, lost hundreds of millions of dollars and went out of business. And Traders Way earned my loyalty and respect because they were perfectly fine. Now, the market freaked out. There's no doubt about that. So I contacted them. I'm like, how are you guys doing? And they said, well, we're fine. I said, well, how is that when giant brokerages are going out of business? And they're like, well, we're an ECN. we tell clients that we execute their trades into the interbanking system immediately, and we actually do. So there's no risk from us because we're not holding any trades. Oh, amazing. So two of the biggest foreign exchange retail brokerage firms went out of business that day. Trader's Way was perfectly fine. And that's not like a promise on a banner ad. That actually happened. That's real. And that's when they earned my loyalty and respect. I'd like to point you toward Investor Bootcamp. This is an organization that I started 20 years ago. It's a new brand. Used to be FX Bootcamp, but now it's Investor Bootcamp. It's $88 a year of training, and I'd be shocked if you thought it was worth less than $1,000. So you should consider this a 92% discount. Why? I want it to be accessible to everyone. So whether you're in Switzerland or South Africa, you should be able to afford this, and it's worth it. Hundo P. Yet another one. How about Quant Box? This is another service of mine. It automates your macroeconomic research. So like you should have already reviewed the Commitment of Traders report over the weekend and be able to create a bias from it. And you should also be able to research what the RBA is almost certainly going to do this week in regards to interest rates. I've already done that myself, and anyone that's a subscriber to QuantBox has already reviewed it. I covered it this morning, in fact, live. But the point I'm trying to show you here is not my opinion. I literally have the facts. Where do we get the facts? Pulling directly from government websites and also private databases that I pay money to gain access to. We do not scrape the internet and steal the data. I spend a lot of money managing this. It's good. It's great. And the colors are pretty. So if you don't understand how to do your macroeconomics, QuantBox does it automatically for you, displays it in pretty colors. There's also a macroeconomics training course included and a training course on statistics so that you understand how to use a scatter plot. Okay? Cool. And let me show you something pretty exciting. Are you ready for this? Yet another service of mine. This one's free. Okay? Tradeplans.ai. Now, you might have already heard about it. This is where I can give you feedback on any trade you want. Well, nearly any trade. If you're trading Australian dollar versus Israeli shekel, I can give you feedback. So it's a lot. I can give you feedback on your trading idea in less than 3 seconds. And I am certain you'll be shocked at the quality of the response. Shocked. It's amazing. And I built it. Well, not me. My team built it for me. I did all the math and they did all the development. But you will be shocked at how good it is. I'm not joking. It's free, by the way. You can check every single trade you want. You can do 10 trades, not a problem. There's no fee right now. Now, check this out. For those that are already using it, you're like, Wayne, I'm already using it. I already love it. Great. But did you know this? How about S&P 500? How about Apple stock? What? How about Ethereum? How about Bitcoin? How about Ripple? What? Shut the back door. What? Yeah, so now we have some crypto up there. We have the S&P 500, and you can trade Apple, you know. We're working on it. So let me give you an example, Meta. To add the crypto and to add the equities, we spent 25 hours this weekend of development work. 25 hours. It's no joke, real work. But to directly answer your question, Meta, yes, it's on its way, gold and oil. But you have to understand, we have to get that futures data, and we have to pay for the futures data. And then we have to organize the tables to fit the formatting of our AI. Okay? And then you got to pull it in and then be able to display it. And then we have to check the AI to be able to review it. And you'd be surprised, like, the data is different between futures and equities and currencies. They come in differently, and like over the weekend, is there a gap or is there not a gap? Is it trading 24 hours a day or not? Is it, how does it handle holidays? And then, like, all of this has to be reconciled. So it's a big deal, is all I'm saying, Meta, and it costs a phenomenal amount of money. But the answer is, yeah, it's coming. But I want to give everyone a sense that this is not like just pop this on for me. It's money, my money. Cool. But you should try it. Tradeplans.ai. It will blow you away. The first thing that'll blow you away is how fast it is. Like when I say 3 seconds, I'm not even joking. You should try it out. Yep. So it's been updated since yesterday, Meta. So, yeah. Yeah. Amazing. It's right. We rolled it out this morning. The latest upgrade. So anyways, holy smokes, man. Holy smokes. We'll look at the stock market today. And I think if this is going to happen, remember we actually had this as two different ways, this way or this way. Okay, look like the first one has failed. So anyways, we're at the 4 hour. This is still bullish. Technically, this is still bullish. But oh my God, this price right here, 4596.1. That's essentially where we are now. Very, very close. So we have a very precise number. Okay, 4596. We're at 4587.7. We are very close to this number, in which there might be a roll over to the down. Not that it will, and it's a prediction of reversal, but I don't really predict reversals. But I think it's actually needed. Even bulls, I think, should take some profit here and let it come down, and maybe we can buy it back in a couple of weeks. Okay? 3 or 4 weeks. That would be healthy. If it doesn't, there's this idea of irrational exuberance happening, and that's actually bad for everybody. So bulls want it to come back. See, think about this. If there's a bullish market, are there any bears? Now, the factual answer is, well, there's always a bear. Yeah, but minus all the stupid people. Pardon my frankness. There'll always be some idiot to sell it. But it's an uptrend. And there, in a simpler world, right? We want to get rid of all this, the side data that surrounds us that isn't important. We want to shield ourselves from the noise, if you will. Put our blinders on and just see what we need to see. And what we need to see is that the market is bullish, and that's that. So there's only bulls. Then you say, well, what about these dips? What are happening? Bulls buy low, and then they take profit high. So as you take profit, the market falls, and then the bulls buy back, and then goes up. Then the bulls take profit, and then it fades down. And then the bulls buy, and it goes up. And then the bulls take profit, and it comes down. I want you to think about this market. I want you to think about the way that markets actually behave. I don't want you to think that there's always bulls and always bears and there's always a war between the two. And no, 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 no. Instead, I want you to think this is an uptrend and there are only bulls. And until it technically turns bearish, it will 100% only be bullish. Bulls buy low, they take profit high. They buy low, they take profit high, and that's the ebb and flow up. And then one day, that will change. But it could be 3 years from now. Or it could be 3 days from now. And that's why we need to watch this technically. It's a good idea to understand the fundamentals behind this. For example, I don't mean like, non-farm payrolls this on Friday. Yeah, I mean, that's news and it creates volatility. But what we really care about is the business cycle, which leads to a certain monetary policy at the central bank. That's what we really care about. So what do I mean by a business cycle? Are we in recession or not recession? Is the economy expanding or is the economy contracting? And based on this, what do you think the central bank's going to do? And based on that, is that risk on, risk off? Does that make the dollar strong or does that make the dollar weak? Okay. So this, with some seasonality here, normally this fades. Normally we have a down period for a few weeks. And that would be great for August. I think it'd be great for bulls. Take a bunch of profit, go to the Caribbean, work on your tan. Okay? If you're a nevis, you can feed the monkeys. Yeah, great. And then come back after vacation and get back to work. Buy the dip. Sweet, that would be healthy. What would not be healthy is it just keeps going up. Ugh. Because that means people are buying overbought. They're paying too much. And if there is a pullback later in the year, it'll be nasty. Because too much money is piled too high at the high price, which means their stops are really close. They know they're paying too much. 45 times earnings for Apple. Oh, but Apple's a moneymaker. Okay, well, if too much money is piled in at the top, they're going to quickly get out if it ever rolls over. You understand that? It's like holding a bowling ball over your head. You're fine until your arms start shaking. So, the bowling ball is getting heavier and heavier the higher the S&P 500 goes up. Your arms are getting more and more tired. Can you picture it? Holding a bowling ball over your head and you're like, uh-oh, hey, the first 5 minutes was easy. The 6th minute is very difficult. The 7th minute is a headache. So anyways, oh my God, we should have a pullback, and my worry is that we don't. So if we do, it'll probably take place like what I've drawn. But the thing is, I think we would fall. Well, I can't do it on this chart. Let me open up another chart. We'll do, well, this is pound Swissy, and it shouldn't be. So anyways, let me put this to S&P 500. So you guys excited that TradePlans.ai does the S&P 500 now? I mean, what a great gauge for risk on and risk off. So let's propose a hypothesis. If this turns bearish, okay? If this turns bearish, let me adjust. So we have to go to bearish mode in the month of August. You understand? If the S&P 500 turns bearish in August, what would the bottom of the market be? Okay? Between 44 and 4,300. What do you think of that? Okay, that's market analysis. Price analysis tells us as low as 4,200 to maybe 4,000. Okay. I'll do it this way. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? That's based on price. This is based on market. And what I would do is, well, we'll leave it at that. How many people are going to post a trade plan on TradePlans.ai today? Yeah, you have, or you intend to try it? Okay. Come on. I'm spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, look, we put in 25 hours this weekend. Okay? So please use it, is what I'm saying. Please use it. All right, so anywho, be interesting to see as we approach 46, does it drop or not? On the daily, it says, no way, Jose, this is going up forever. Okay? Maida says, and promote it. Yes, I would like it if you would. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Meta. Yeah, if you can let other traders know. Okay. Yeah, I did a private Discord conversation on FX Street on Friday, led by one of the FX Street technical analysts, Ross Berlin. When we were done, I said, "Hey, Ross, you should check this out." And he's like, "What is it?" TradePlans.ai. Like, go ahead and post a trade plan. And then I got on a Zoom call with him 1 minute later, and he's like, "Holy shit." Holy crap. And his brain's just like starts going on like on fire. He's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "You could do this and you could do that." I'm like, "I know." And he's like, "I could do this every day. I could do this and I could do that and I could do." I'm like, "I know." He's like, "Oh my God." So it's great to share it with people because it's amazing. And the more you know it's amazing. Yeah. So anyways, there you go. You got to try it. It is amazing. All right. Yeah. Jim's like, it really is. It really is. Like, I don't know what it does all day. It just learns and then writes trading plans. I taught it, but it's like, for example, if 100 people posted a trade plan and 100 people got feedback, none of it is copy and paste. There's no copy and pasted analysis. The AI, which I call Aiden writes every email independently. Like it, right? Now it knows everything else going on, but every email is a private email between Aiden and the user. These are private conversations. And it's like it's mind-boggling. Right? It doesn't say like, if this happens, then say that. No. It's artificial intelligence. It literally wrote you an email to describe its trading plan and why. Oh, like it's amazing. It really, really, truly is amazing. Yeah. So one of the things we're working on now in that is that, let's say once a day you get a text about where you should consider moving your stop to. Hey, Meta, you should move your stop 23 pips to this price. Good job. Like now, because we're watching all your trades, imagine now Aiden, just between you and Aiden, it doesn't go anywhere publicly and all that kind of stuff. You and Aiden have a private conversation. So literally they'll text you and say, "Hey, heads up, time to move your stop and move it to this price." Yeah, it's happening now. Yes, that's right. Remember, Maida, his name is Aiden because he's aiding traders. Oil prices are affect the stock market soon. I don't know about that. But why don't we look at it? But also, Aiden starts with AI. You get it? Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, you probably already know money is coming out of gold. Okay, just you should know money is coming out of gold. It's something that you should be researching over the weekend. You should know that. So even if it goes up, there are less bulls. Money's coming out of gold, not going in, coming out. It's nice to know these things. But we wanted to talk about oil here. Oil has now gone through our target. Remember, our projected goal for the month of July was 80. Here we are in the last day of July, and we busted through 80, and we're now above 81. Very cool. So, job well done, everybody. Now, is this going to negatively impact the stock market? Well, two things. Someday, yes. In particular, if it goes up, continues up. But it could be quite some time before it does it. So it might actually be next year. But here's the idea. Oil coming down from these highs was a major contributor to our disinflationary period in which the Fed takes credit. Now, I don't have any problem with the Fed, so I'm not an anti-Fed dude, but I can tell you that this happened by and large for forces other than the Fed. For example, the US government dumping oil onto the market through tapping the SPR. Okay, so now that we're done, that's over. And if we're not going to go into recession, and if the worst is over globally, then demand will increase, supply will remain constrained, because you can't keep tapping the SPR. They're actually so low on reserves now in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve that the caves in which they store this stuff. Like, think of it. You can't keep billions of barrels of oil in storage above ground. There's a couple of problems. It's a lot. So you'd have to have like an amazingly large facility. But also it wouldn't be secure, right? So imagine you have a strategic petroleum reserve in case you go to war. And on the first day of invasion by your enemy, they blow up your strategic petroleum reserve. Well, that would make sense, right? That would be the first strike. So you can't really keep it above ground. So the American Strategic Petroleum Reserve is actually in old salt mines. Very, very deep, very, very large salt mines. Now, we've sucked so much oil out that the mines could collapse. So at some point, we just cannot tap the SPR anymore. And if demand goes up because a recession averted, then this could go a lot up. Now, the question is, will this impact the stock market? Two things. Well, I guess it's just one thing. That's inflationary. And while the Fed might be doing victory laps right now that they got inflation from 10% down to 3 something, we still have to cut inflation by 50 more percent to get to target. But if gasoline prices go up because oil prices go up, then inflation goes up. And if inflation goes up, the Fed's not done. And so the Fed will have to raise interest rates more, which would be bad for the stock market, bad for the economy, and at some point go disinflationary and then deflationary. And that's called a recession. So yeah, it could work out that way. Like right around now, we're doing a victory dance. The worst is over. We have a Goldilocks scenario in which we have no recession or maybe a very mild, very short recession, and we averted a disaster. Congratulations, everybody. Job well done. And then Andrew says, at FX Street, David Pegler has a premium video. Yeah. I just want to make sure you know that he was a boot camper. Just make sure you know, Andrew. Now, Louise says, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, but that is not this week and probably not this month. Could be January, February, March, which is part of my quarterly outlooks. Yeah, I just want to make sure, Andrew, right? Yeah, David Pegler contacted me when he was still in the United States Army. Yeah. And he's like, I got to get out of here and I want to become a foreign exchange trader. And the rest is history. Frank says, I'm also thinking Q1 recession. Well, the thing is just to be prepared and know what to do if it happens. But the bad thing is trading it before it happens. Okay, guys? It's okay. Your alpha is to say you assess the probability of a recession as still quite high. Cool. Then the next thing is you know what to look for to confirm or deny recession. And you wait. So if oil is up, then you're a bull, and that's it. How long are you a bull? As long as oil is bullish. So look, I drew this trade plan, okay, preparing you to buy a dip back into the 70 zone. Starting at 73, okay, as low as 71, okay? And now it's very, very bullish. How long will it be bullish? Forever. Oil's going to $1,000 a barrel until it don't. Okay. Now, will oil actually go to $1,000 a barrel? No, of course not. But this is bullish, and there's no argument against that. So if you're a bear, stay the F out. And if you're a bull, this is going to, well, let's do short-term targets. If you're a bull, and this 3A2 predicts a 1618. So this should get us to 84, 85. Okay. The other way of doing it is 87 to 90. So this out of position trade says oil's going to go to 90 bucks. Luis says maybe 90 to 100. No, that sounds terrible. Not that it can't do it, but the language you just used, maybe oil goes to, I don't know, somewhere to 90 to 100. I don't like the language. It sounds like you're guessing. I would rather you say the market is bullish and the August projected high is 89.44. Has Saudi Arabia started cutting oil? I'm starting another project. Why do I do this to myself? Hang on. Let's see if I can get this. I haven't brought it up in a while. And it's called Epicenter Energy. Okay? Yeah. Why would I start that? Because I want to tell people I own an energy company. What? Yes, I'm the CEO of Epicenter Energy. Let me show you the rough draft, the very, very rough draft of Epicenter Energy. See, it's loading. This is the oil industry right now, live. This is the Google Cloud. Okay. Here's oil prices projected out into the future. December 2024. These are forecasts. Okay. Cool. Production forecasts. Okay. All right. Saudi Arabia oil. So I haven't looked at it this while. It looks like it's not updating, so I have to see what the developer's doing. What's he doing? But anyways, this should be updated. It's not, but it's showing you production levels. So going back to May, it was 10 million, then 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10.5 million, 10.5 million, 10.5 million, 11 million, 11 million, 10.5. And then back below 10, back below 9. So you can see going back to 2020, we had numbers as low as 7 million, 8 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, 11 million, 11 million, 11 million, 10, 10, 10. So actually you can see, yeah, it's coming down, but still historically high. So when the media says, hey man, Saudi Arabia is cutting oil production, yeah, to only 10% more than normal. You're like, well, it's still more than normal. Okay. And look, you can go back to 2018, 11 million, 11 million. Gives you a concept that there's not a dramatic change. Now, here's another thing that I've been doing. I thought, well, how do you look at, okay, if you could do future production forecasts, right? So October 2024, okay, 13,000 barrels a day in the United States being produced. Okay, and then OPEC. We can look at the same time. OPEC will produce 28.4 million October next year. The United States will produce 13. So you have a total production. Well, we need supply and demand. That's all supply side analysis. So what about 2024 demand? And I decided to get that through GDP. Okay, so it breaks it down by country. And you might say, well, what about GDP in China? Actually falling. They still have negative GDP. So that's negative demand, falling demand. How about for the world? Increasing demand. So you're like, okay, the world GDP is going to expand, but China's share is going to diminish, and China does buy a lot of oil. So, you know, it's slightly bullish for the future, right? And then here's our supply. Once again, this was supposed to be updated automatically, and it's not. So anyways, I'll have to yell at them. I haven't looked at this in a long time. But nonetheless, if I'm going to launch Epicenter Energy, okay, this is all supposed to be automated. But we actually get this data directly from the U.S. Department of Energy and OPEC. And this we get from World Bank? I think the World Bank. No, it's not the World Bank. What's the other one? How come what was the one that, how come I can't think of it? The one that Christine Lagarde ran before ECB. What the hell? Why can't I think of it? Not the World Bank. Help me out. The finance one. How come I can't think of it? No, the institution, not the person. Before IMF. Thank you. Gee whiz, I couldn't remember that. I had ISM in my brain. The IMF. We got this data from the International Monetary Fund. Okay? And right? And so this is all supposed to be automated, and then I'd like to reorganize it so that you get a better picture, but you can see what I'm doing here, right? OPEC is producing 28.5 million barrels a day, and that's up, not down. The United States is producing 400,000, well, it was over 400,000, now it's less than 400,000. But that's still a lot. That's a lot, historically. Okay, and this data hasn't updated for a bit, okay? But look at here, the average price is 75. So when it was below 75, and notice that it had been falling, maybe you buy below average prices. So if you bought down near 72, now we're at 82. So you can see it's pretty nice, right? Richard says, what about OECD? Yeah, that's another good source. If I had a problem with IMF, then I could also do OECD. I know we looked at some of that data, and maybe I did it for Quant Box and not for this. But how many people like the vision here of having a site called Epicenter Energy, where you can go and just get, like, I want rig counts on here and a bunch of, maybe some supply and demand charts that are dynamically created, combining this data and stuff. But I thought there would be one page on the internet with everything to do with global energy. And I thought it'd be cool, like, okay, yes, I'm spending money on this again. It sounds like Wayne spends a lot of money. I do spend a lot of money. I hope this is useful and people will use it. And I thought if enough people use it, maybe I could put a banner ad on the site. And I don't know, do people make money on advertising? I don't even know. But it'd be cool if it was helpful. And it'd be cool if I got my money back. Okay. Andrew says, really good thinking. Yeah, well, it's not thinking, is it? It's money. Okay? There's a difference. Lots of people think. Lots of people have $1 million ideas. And while they think about it and dream about it, I have to just spend money and do it. So when I say I want to build an AI, I hire a team and they start building AI. And all of a sudden, a month or two later, we have AI that is just freaking amazing. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so if you can help me figure out how to monetize it, then I just do more stuff like this, right? But at some point, I want to stop paying for it. Because like it sits on the Google Cloud, and we got to pull from these databases and whatever. It's only money, but I don't want to have to pay for it forever, huh? But anyways, it's done. It's working. It needs to be tweaked, obviously, and it's not even rough draft. It's rough draft. But we're pulling the data. So I need to ping him, actually, and see what's up. Cool, right? I don't know. I can't think of any other idea for monetizing it besides just putting a banner ad or something. But who would want to advertise there? All right, let's take a look at a different one. Now watch your Bitcoin. We're still below 30. Let's pick a currency here. Let's do a dollar pair and then call it a day. But Andrew, thank you for the really good thinking. You were giving me love, and I think I slapped you. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Thank you. So dollar weakness so far, and that is risk on. And despite the dollar weakness, yen is even weaker. That's also risk on. How many people here are a retail subscriber to Quant Box? Yeah, well, I should slap you on the ass, not on your face, right, Andrew? You're like, I don't know if I like either of those. Good job, Andrew. Smack. Oh, yeah. How many people are retail subscribers? Not pro, retail. Anybody? Anybody? Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. All the things you do. All right, buddy. I hope you noticed. That I've added an upgrade. Okay. I've added an upgrade to QuantBox Retail. And look at all the pretty colors now. You have the updated dashboard. Okay. You have all the pretty colors up here. So now you quickly get an eyeball on Bitcoin, Euro, Dollar, S&P 500, gold, oil. But I've added the daily risk on, risk off gauge. Yeah, baby. So it's just ever so slightly risk off in the moment. And it says Swissy yen dollar are buys, and all of these things are sells. Yeah. Cool. Okay. The other thing you'll notice here for retail is I've updated these because you have a scatter plot. So you don't need a daily view of the heat map. This is now a weekly view, so I'm going to rename this the swing trade heat map. And so now retail traders or retail subscribers to QuantBox, you can very quickly see the best performing asset over the last 7 days is oil. And the worst performing is Euro Kiwi. Isn't that nice? And you can see very quickly everything is quite neutral, quite flat. Most things are not good opportunities. Look at all these things like in a week are up less than 1% or down 1%. Right? Like some of the worst performing assets, okay, are only down 0.5% for the week. Okay, so the markets are quite flat. But the biggest winner by far is oil. And we were long, based on QuantBox, oil. Hey, you're welcome. Look at this bullish trend. It's been there a while. Now, just so you know, let me resort this. Here's oil, a trend score of 2, and it performed well. This trend is technical analysis. Isn't that cool? So anyways, there's some upgrades for retail. I haven't been able to update people. I've been too busy. I've done all this work for you. And then I run out of time and energy to tell you. I know, I'm the worst marketer ever. But there you go. Compliments of the firm upgraded. Okay. There's all kinds of upgrades hidden in here. You'll probably find them like Easter eggs. But the biggest one is the dashboard. It's very, very, very helpful. Cool. Your skin. Oh, yes, your skin and bone. All right, so what do you want to do? If you are a bull on the dollar or a bear on Aussie, remember we have an RBA meeting. What we do know is that we have price resistance and market resistance right in here. Okay, this is price, this is market. Remember, everything I do is separating price from market, price and market. So we have price and market resistance. So if you wanted to be a bear on this, it's a total maybe. You absolutely, totally might consider it. That's right, Jim, right? 100% chance of being 50% right. But that's the benefit of having a bias. And what do I mean by that? If there's a 50% chance of being wrong on this, and I would argue it's less than that, but let's say it was, then there's nearly, let's say, then there's a 66% chance that I don't trade the 50% chance of being wrong. So let's mark this a little more detailed. Let me try it this way. I'll try to be cool. Let me be cool, man. All right. I'm going to mark it out like this to make it look like a zone. Okay? Somewhere in that zone. So now I drop into 15-minute chart or 5-minute chart? Whatever, make a decision. And if it does not roll over, I don't sell. Which means there's a 50% chance it goes up, but a 66% chance I don't sell it and have it go up. You see? And if I'm patient and disciplined, if it doesn't go up instead of falls, I'm 100% likely to sell it. Anyways. So I need to see maybe like something like that. If I actually sold that, let's say here, what's the likelihood then it does that? I would say much lower, but it could, but probably less than 50%. And if it did that and I sold it, I think I would probably, not 100%, but let's say 66% chance I did make money. So 66% chance I don't sell, 33% chance I sell and lose, but 66% chance I sell and win. Does that make sense, or am I gone? Sorry. Sorry, that's the coffee going to my head, I guess, right? Richard said markets are mixed, but blah, 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 blah. You have to understand that this time of year, markets are typically mixed. Okay? All right. I would, if I were me, plan for a fade in the euro dollar, which is a funny way of saying down. Okay? Now, could it return to the top? Yep. And what will happen if that does? I either don't get a sell or I sell and lose a little bit of money. Will I try again here? Yeah, if it rolls over, but I would think there's a pretty high chance that it doesn't roll over. But if it did, I might give it a try. And once again, most likely I don't get a sell. So no trade. Or if I sell, there's still a pretty reasonable potential I lose a little bit. So my worst case scenario is lose a little, lose a little. My likely scenario is get an entry, not get an entry. One out could be no entry, no entry. But right now, this is very, very, very sellable, based on market and price. So I could fire that into Aiden and get his feedback. Hey, Aiden, what do you think about selling euro dollar now at this price? Okay, that could be a trade. And Aiden, by the time you hit submit, it'll already be in your Gmail account. It's insanity. But I have an improved vision, but I need to make some more investment into the site. But I have this vision now that we do things on mobile. Because I want this to be faster. But we have to make some changes if I do that. But imagine you're sitting at your computer right now. You still have your phone, right? So what if you were able to pull up Aiden and it said, okay, what's your trade plan? Sell euro at 110.40. 110.40. So sell euro dollar 110.40. Put the stop up there above 111.075. Let's say 111.11. Target, we'll make it a swing trade 108.32. And then you take a picture. Click. You just take a picture of the chart you're looking at. It doesn't have to be on your phone, the one you're looking at it. Just take a picture. Boom. Upload. And then what? Okay. Then what? You get a text. Pa-ching. Like, no joke. I can get this from 3 seconds to 1 second. So you're like, here's my trade. Take a picture. Okay. Submit. Pa-ching. And you click on the text. So now you don't have to like open up your mobile Gmail account or whatever you use for your email and then open the email. No, what if it just went pa-ching? So you got a text and you just open the text and it's all written there and there's the images and it's just right there. I can make it 66% faster, but faster to upload and faster to read. Oh God. So I'd like to do that. Because I think for most of us, just using your phone is faster. Cool. Lucas says, sign in. Sign into what, Lucas? Investor Bootcamp? Or tradeplans.ai? Yeah. Oh, I know. People are shocked by this, right? Even the developers advise me against it, but I don't care. I do me. All right. Trade plans. So like, how do you create an account, right? If you don't have an account, well, just fill out the form. It's that easy. Now, you can also log in up here. Log in and log out up here. What do I think about the yens on Friday? I think people freaked out on the YCC. Was it even an announcement? I don't know. We'll call it a discussion. And then people overreacted, made a big stink out of nothing. And we very quickly found out that the yield on the 10-year T-note, sorry, the 10-year JGB went from 0.5 to 0.6. Com says, what file should I upload? An image of your chart. Hey, welcome to tradeplans.ai, where you can get feedback on your trading idea in less than 3 seconds. You fill out the form, you hit submit, and our trade plans will already be in your email account. In fact, when you open it up, you will see that there's a trade plan for daily, for weekly, and monthly. So anyways, yeah, so take a screenshot. So you would do something like this. You ready? So I go, I use a Windows machine. I type in snip, and I hit return, and it opens up your snipping tool. I'm sure Apple's devised a similar tool. Okay? So you go new. And you go, oh. Okay? So there it is. And then you can do something like this. Oops. Undo. What do you think of that? Okay. You click save. Okay. You do the save. See? So now you enter in your trade plan, and then you find that file, which was anyways, I don't know. Did I put it in even the right place? It should be down here. I don't see it though. I must have put it in a different folder. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, there you go, comms. Really? Really? Jim says he's still getting a login error. All right, I'll ping them. Make sure you're logging into the right one, but that's 2 people. People still reporting login errors. Okay. Cool, right? Like, couldn't be easier. So if I were to trade something like this, you'd put a sell and you'd put a stop, and my target's already down here, probably too far away. Oh yeah, I wasn't running my OCO. Let me cancel that. I'll cancel the stop. I'm just used to having this run all the time. So I have to drag this in. By the way, this is a free tool available on Investor Bootcamp. Okay, I have a 33 pip stop, 333 pip limit. So I go, okay. I have a little smiley face, and watch this. Boom, boom. Did you see that? It added a stop. It added a limit. And I noticed the stop's a little too close, so I'm going to move it up here. And I'm going to move it to, oh, I don't know. Let's make it 100 pips. I'll move this up a little bit to 300 pips. So I have a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Done. Done! There's my plan for the week. Well, it's actually more than that, isn't it? No, I'm not saying that's the best trade in the world, but it is a valid trade. But wouldn't it be nice to have a second opinion before you actually pull the trigger? Yeah, Jim, what does the sign-in error tell you? It states error and then error in sign-in. And when did you create your login credentials? Because I imagine you're you're trying to sign in here. Let me try to figure this out. Sorry for everybody doing this live, but trade TradePlans.ai. All right. So I imagine you're going up here and logging in. And then you get an error message. Yeah, okay. And is it an error message or just login failure? Let's see. I'll put in something not registered. Error sign in. Right, okay. Yeah, okay. So it's a terrible thing. It's just that count doesn't exist. So what? Hey, welcome to Trade Plans. What if you create a new trade plan? What happens there? So let me do one. Euro. Okay. Sell. Where's my trade plan? Okay, I'm going to sell it, where is that, 110.22 or something? Okay, sell 1.122. Where did I put my stop? 111.53. Oops. 1.1153. Target, I have 107.25, 1.0725. I'll choose my file. It's this one. Submit. All right, where should I send our feedback for your trade plan? Okay, I'm going to, for the testing purposes, don't do this, put in real stuff. Test 6, I believe I'm on. Test 6 at fxbootcamp.com. I'll finish it here. Okay, so I'm in. Oops. So I'm in. Selling euro dollar. Isn't that nice? Selling euro dollar. So that's easier. So this is a new format, everybody. It's a new layout. Selling Forex euro dollar. And then here's the trade plan. And then you can agree or disagree. And that gets tracked in your history report. So this is a new account. And nobody, see, this tracks now how many people agree and disagree. And here's an image of my trade plan. Meanwhile, Aiden has already sent me an email to give me feedback on that trade plan. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, it's cool. Now, you'll notice that the feedback is private. I'll open it up. We can go here. All right, so this is it to test 6. You can see test 6 at FX Bootcamp. Okay, anyways, look at this. It's beautiful, right? Get that out of the way. Anyway, so it's private. It's all private. We do a lot so that you're anonymous through the whole process. So again, like my trade plan, where did it go now? Okay. My trade plan in the activity feed is private to me, or not, is public, but nobody knows it was me. And here's someone else's trade plan. They're selling Aussie dollar. It doesn't tell, right? It doesn't tell anybody. Like, I don't know whose this is. So I look at this. Quantbox is neutral. Aussie dollar. Up into resistance and down. I like the roll reversal. I like the dynamic resistance. I think I know who this is just from having coached them. But nonetheless, this person's anonymous. And yeah, I agree with that. That seems about right. So yeah, I agree. Isn't this cool? All right. Someone else is buying USD Swiss franc. Let's preview. I don't like it. No, I think it's counter trend. So I don't like it. All right, cool. Let's keep going, right? And you can have fun with this. Oh, someone's already doing crypto. Yay. Good. See, I spent money on this and people are using it. Makes me happy. Take profit. Fundies bearish, but they're buying. Okay. It's bullish, but barely. Buy at 20. What? I don't understand this plan. Hang on. They're buying more at the top. Take profit. I don't know. What? Bitcoin 30 minutes. Stop loss down here at 28 something. I guess they're already in here. And they want to buy more up here? I don't get it. I don't get it. Planning on the reversal. Selling down, take profit, but then all the way up here? But generally though, a big up and then a down. Okay, this part I'm not so sure about yet, but the smaller time frame I'd have to agree. You see how fun this could be? How much you can learn by reviewing other people's charts? You can learn so much. Selling. Let's take a look. Selling off the top, down, up, and down. I guess that's a 200 EMA. Daily chart, so it's up. So if it reverses down, up and down. Doesn't give me a good up to see the entry, but the strategy I understand. It's a yearly top. So, right, this is a daily chart with yearly pivot points. So if this double tops, then down, down, down. The problem is this would be very risk off and we'd be going into global recession. Holy smokes. Okay, if that happened, I would agree. Cool, right? Oh my God, this is so awesome. This makes demo accounts look stupid, huh? If you're getting feedback on your trading ideas and then you're going through other people's ideas and critiquing and thinking about what they're doing, okay, what are they doing with this one? Okay? Okay. Anyways, amazing, right? Like just amazing. Just absolutely, totally amazing. So the stock market's open. I got to go. But I hope you play with TradePlans.ai. Any analysis on the yen? I did that earlier, but I'll do one. But remember, Aiden can do it for you automatically. Do you guys understand that? What this is? When you're asking me like, hey, can you do analysis on a yen? Aiden can do that for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's free. Like, you don't have to ask me anymore. You can just ask Aiden. I taught him how to trade. He'll show you charts that he generated from candlestick data. Okay? So what do we know about last night? What do we know is factual? Last night, the Bank of Japan initiated yield curve control. When that happens, the yen weakens. So all the yen pairs are up. You want the link to TradePlans.ai? Yeah, it's http://www.tradeplans.ai. Okay, so you can ask Aiden anytime of the day. He's so smart, he can do it in reverse. The developers even made it so that you could do like yen versus Aussie instead of Aussie versus yen. They don't know any different. We have all the data. So they put in a lot of currency pairs backwards. I have to teach them. I have to teach the developers. Aiden doesn't care. He can do it inverse. Doesn't matter to him. It's just math. He's a machine. He doesn't care. Do it inverse. Okay. You can do the alphabet forward and backwards. It's the same to Aiden. Doesn't care. It's all the price and time data. So it's really amazing stuff. But yeah, so look, as you probably know, and if you don't, this is the shocking part. You're supposed to know this stuff. So last night, yield curve control was initiated, and that weakens the yen. This more recent candle, let's bust it out this way. This was the drop was the overreaction, and then we found out when you look at the yield on the 10-year JGB, instead of the world freaking out and yields doubling, yields didn't go up 100%. They went up 10%. And you're like, oh, well, in perspective, that's not a big deal. The market didn't collapse because the BOJ changed their target. It didn't collapse. So people have figured the world, the whole thing was over. Well, they got wiped out, and that's that. Probably people that got into the game late. So we wiped out those suckers. Great. So now what? Then we go back because the smart money said yields went from 0.5 to 0.55. It's not a big deal at all. So they went back in. Now, last night, from this doji above, this 8-hour spike had to do with, once again, yield curve control being employed by the Bank of Japan. That process weakens the yen, and it went up. Simple. Okay? Simple. Now, last night, I was specifically asked about this before the Bank of Japan initiated yield curve control. Somebody said they're very interested in yen, but they were struggling with the concept of yield curve control. So I specifically talked about it. And he said, oh, so that means the yen would weaken. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly correct. And then they initiated yield curve control and the yen weakened. There you go. So these are the types of things that you, even though, quote unquote, you're just a retail trader, you should think institutionally and know why the markets move and be able to watch the right thing at the right time for the right reason versus just finding out that the yens moved randomly. Why did they drop and why did they reverse? Well, if you don't know the why, then these are random events that tend to crush you. Well, it's not random. Okay? Shabham? So right now, they are moving up based on last night's YCC action. I can also tell you, since I use Quant box, I can tell you it's unseasonal. Cool. All right, I gotta go, babe. That was real. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've had such a long day already. Crazy. I'll see you at 4 if you're in my day trading group. There is a small chance I'll be late, but I'll do the video even if I'm late and I don't make it live. I'll do it live later and you'll get a notification if you can attend. That'd be great. I'm sorry if it's going to happen late. There's a pretty reasonable chance it won't be, but it just might be. But so anyways, just a heads up, it might be late. Maybe it'll be like 5:30 instead of 4 or something like that. But I'll do my best. Okay, I'll do my best. I always do my best. Sometimes my best isn't perfect, but it's human. I'm trying my best, man. So probably everything will be fine, or it might be a little late. Okay, but you'll get notified when I hit start. So anyways, I love you, babe. That was real, but I got to jump. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for being you. Oh, and this is an ad for YouTube. There you go, YouTube.